What's going on, soldiers and or civilians, depending on who's watching this video? My name is Parker Dickey. I'm a private first class in the United States Army, and this is my update video on AIT at Fort Meade. A lot has changed since my first video, first 24 hours at Fort Meade. A lot has changed, and for the better, at least in my opinion. That's how I view it. Just to start things off, I am done with my 6-month Mass Communication Foundation class on December 13th. We have holiday block leave December 16th, so we'll be gone from December 16th to January 2nd. Those are days of leave where you actually are going to use your days of leave. They're not granted to you. But yeah, I'll be gone until the 13th. So 2 weeks. I'm taking 14 days out of my total accrued leave so far. And that's going to be a beautiful break, a beautiful rest. Also, right at the end of my course to celebrate and kind of, transition and get ready mentally for the next 2 follow-along courses that are just under 1 month each. So projected, God willing, I should be out of here by February or March, end of February, early March, but we'll see. And but yeah, a lot has changed here. Let's start with the leadership. We have a brand new First Sergeant Moore. He is a true E9. We had an E7, I believe, before him that was stepping up as First Sergeant temporarily. So by the time when I made that last video, we had an older First Sergeant. Now we have a new First Sergeant, and he's kicked butt, man. He loves discipline and rules and order, and which I get too. I love too, because my God is a God of rules, order, and all that, and discipline. So First Sergeant Moore, he's awesome. He's a tough guy. He was here, I think, 12 or 15 years ago. He's the one that painted the walls in the day room. So he's all fired up and ready to go. If you're on point, he's going to be in a great mood. If you're messing around, he's going to get tough. So it's kind of up to you. I really do love him. I think he's a blessing to this place and to, new soldiers to come. Other than that, back when I got here, we had temporary drill sergeants. Everything was kind of wishy-washy. It was in that middle phase where it wasn't too concrete in either direction, but it was way lax back then. And actually to the disadvantage of us soldiers. It actually ended up hurting us, because the softer, the more relaxed you are, the less of a refined result you're gonna get from us in this temporary training environment. So compared to what it was then, a lot more tighter on policies, a lot more tighter on rules. But like I said, it's for your benefit. If you just stay within the system, you just stay within the box and just do what you need to do, you're gonna be just fine. Oh, another huge thing, tons of new drill sergeants. They're all new drill sergeants. There were 3 when I got here. Now there's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to 8, or maybe even 9 drill sergeants now, and adding up. Basically what that's going to do is just make there be less of a workload on them. There's around 2 to 3 drill sergeants per platoon. There's 3 platoons here. There's around 100 or so plus soldiers. There's 3 floors here in the barracks. The first is female, and the second and third are all male. But yeah, new drill sergeants, and they're awesome. And there's, the 2 new ones I don't really know, but they all have a dynamic. They all fit well here. Most of them are either a 46 Victor or 46 Sierra. I don't believe there's any Tango drill sergeants here, but they know what you're going through. They're down the road. They've been there. They've done that. And it's nice to just be surrounded by some, soldiers in leadership positions that understand what you're going through and know your MOS. One of them is an old guard, Tomb of the Unknown Soldier guard, who is freaking, man, he's a plethora of knowledge to ask questions about and learn things about. And I've talked to him a bunch about his role and all that stuff. So, get to know these drill sergeants, do what they need, and there will be plenty of time to, learn what you need to learn and be able to talk and, get some knowledge and wisdom on things that you need to understand a little better, or that you're just, looking to, finding out. So that's awesome. That's a huge change. We're also waking up an hour later. Bedtime, it's got shifted to, now we have to report at 5:45 rather than 4:45. That was the thing when I was first getting here. We had to report at 4:45. Now it's 5:45. The DFAC and all that stuff, they change their hours an hour later. The reason why everything changes is because DINFOS, the Defense Information School, changed its hours to an hour later, but still ending at the same time. So that just means less frequent breaks during class, but honestly, it's just as great as it was before, if not better. So I'm not sweating that at all. But yeah, like everything here, just in comparison to my last video, just more order, and it's more consistent. That's what you want. And if you're coming here to Fort Meade, you know, be excited. There's a lot of people here that are complaining. I've talked about this in other videos. Do not join the complaints. You know, in the end times, you know, good will be considered evil and evil will be considered good. When good things happen here, people groan. When bad things happen, people celebrate. It's like, you know, as a follower of God, and I don't know who I'm talking to, but as a follower of God, me personally, you know, I'm not going to join in that. And if I catch myself, you know, starting to or anything, you know, I'll call myself out and I'll get myself right. But yeah, it's awesome. Like, it is what you make of it. If you're coming here to Fort Meade, you know, to be a 46 Sierra, Victor, or Tango, man, get ready, get excited. It's a blast. When you get here, there are things that you're going to want to do right off the bat. Start studying the policy letters, start studying the, you know, study guides that they'll give you. As soon as you get here, you'll join Signal. It's an app where we all communicate, and there's tons of group chats, there's tons of platoon, squad, company chats where you'll be able to reach out to the people that you need to get the information you need to, you know, kind of make your way through here and be what we consider here as a high speed. You can either be high speed or an S bag, a shite bag. That's up to you. You know, when I got here, I wanted to move up the ranks as fast as possible. And so there's 3 phases here. There's phase 4, phase 5, and 5+. Phase 4s, during the weekends, they have 3 formations. They have 0800, they have 1200, and they have 1600 formations. They're only allowed to wear Army gear. So that's either your PT uniform or your ACUs and nothing else. And they're not able to, phase 4s are not able to go eat at any other locations other than the DFAC and vending machines. And then, you know, you'll take a phase up test, which happens every week, and you'll take the test. I think it's 25 questions for the phase 4 to phase 5, and then phase 5 to phase 5+ is a 50+ question test. So when you're doing that, you're just, you know, read, study, look at the policy letters, memorize them, you know, just memorize the name of the letters, you know, like tobacco, drugs, and alcohol, you know, visitation, you know, barracks hours and visitation, you know, all these kind of stuff. Just, you don't need to know the whole policy, you need to know the title, right? The topic or the theme of that said policy letter. So study those. And once you take the test, if you pass the test, you'll have room evaluation. So your room will need to be SOP. It'll need to be clean into the room requirements that you'll have in a book here. And just, you know, go through that, scroll through that, make sure your room looks the way it needs to look. And then you'll have to wear your AGSU. So you'll want to make sure that your, you know, Army green service uniform or Army graduate, I don't even know what the G stands for, but your graduation uniform, you know, your AGSUs, you want to make sure they're squared away. You know, the buttons and the nameplates, and if you have any ribbons or any, I think they're called ribbon slivers or something like that. If you have any of them, make sure they're squared away, make sure they're where they're supposed to be to the millimeter. They're going to check. And yeah, and then they're going to ask you to, you know, do the Army song, do the Soldier's Creed, and all kinds of stuff like that. And just be confident, man, to the loudest of your ability, man. Be confident, shout it, scream it, you know, say it with some pride. And once you do that, if all things, you know, line up, then hey, you'll phase up. And then once you phase up, I believe it's 3 weeks. Once you get here as a phase 4, you have 3 weeks before you can do your phase up. And then after that, I believe you have a 2-week period once you phase up to phase 5 to then take your 5+ test. And now phase 5s, they don't have, I didn't know if I said that right because there's so many S's on the end of that, but phase 5s, they are able to wear civilian clothes, you know, outside of any formations, you know, anything that requires us to all be in uniform, and you'll get that in guidance on Signal. You're able to wear your civilian clothes. Now that's a blessing. And you're able to have electronics in the room, you know, this camera equipment, you know, laptops, monitors, speakers, anything, like quality of life stuff. So you're able to also have that in the room. as a phase 5. You don't have to go to any more phase 4 formations. You don't have to do that. You can eat anywhere you want on base, the PX, Panda Express, anything. You can order DoorDashes, you can do all that kind of stuff. So that's awesome. And then phase 5 plus, that's really where all the money's at. That's where you get to go off base. That's where you get to fall out of formations when everybody else has to get marched to like the DFAC or stuff like that. And you also get to use the kitchen here. And man, what was the other one I was gonna say? Phase 5 plus is, man, there's one more like big one, and I don't know how I'm blanking on it right now. But once you become phase 5 plus, like that's where you get to really kind of separate yourself, and that's where you kind of get to, have a little bit more freedom. It's not as big of a jump. I think the biggest, accomplishment for me here was 4 to 5. I think that was great. That felt amazing, just to get your clothes back and to get some stuff in the room, and you're a little phase 4, and so that felt really good to accomplish. But yeah, I mean, look, at Fort Meade, hey, you get what you put in. You wanna complain, you wanna do the wrong thing, you wanna have food and drinks up in the rooms, which you're not allowed to. Hey, go ahead. You want to get in trouble, you want to get counselings, you want to get knocked down lower on a totem pole with first sergeant and all them, that's on you. Me personally, my goal was to be high speed. I think a roommate next to me, Caleb Astra, he pushed me to take my 5 to 5 plus tests sooner than I thought I should or would or wanted to, and I'm glad he did, and I'm glad that I went and took it, because these are things where it's like, hey, you get what you put in. You want to be lazy, man, you'll stay where you're at. You want to push and, start to accelerate and kind of prepare yourself for an Army career where you want to be like that out in the field where it really matters, and not just at AIT. This is a great place to practice, to train, to also make mistakes. Don't be afraid to make mistakes here. You'll learn from them if you want to. I've definitely learned from mine, and yeah, it's a wonderful place. The Defense Information School, my instructors are incredible. Veterans, retirees, you name it, of all the branches. Marine, Army, Air Force, all kinds of guys in there, and it's been a blessing. And I really am grateful to be here at this school. And yeah, we just came off of Thanksgiving weekend, this 4-day weekend right here, and it's like, dude, there's really nothing to complain about here. So when you get here, there might be tons of people complaining, doing the wrong thing. Just keep doing the right thing. Stop looking left and right and seeing what they're doing, and if they're doing it, and if you should, just do it because it's what you should do, and it's what's right. So other than that, though, yeah, my experience here has been very positive. Now, I praise God for that. My outlook is a little biased because, God is my joy and God is my strength. So I maybe other people don't feel the same way. I don't really care. I do what I do here. I encourage those that need encouragement here. I'm a battle buddy to those that need a battle buddy. And hey, I'm also a bulldog to those that need a bark or a bite. So it is what you make of it, though. Just be careful who you hang around here. Be careful. I would say be a little more individual, be a little more solo, and count your way up rather than just let everybody into your circle and then try to, count it down. So yeah, just get here and focus. Do the best that you can. Coming up after holiday block leave, if you get a 540 or higher on your ACFT, you'll be able to skip morning PTs and go to the gym. That's something I'm looking forward to. I've got above a 540, and I'm pumped about that because I've been wanting to get stronger here. And now the things that we do are definitely stamina building and all kinds of stuff like that. But I want to build some mass. I want to get a little stronger, a little more, just a little more muscle in my body to protect myself. Victor's, they're combat photographers. So if I go to combat, I would just like to be able to, be prepared for any situation and be able to drag anybody, pick up anything, jump, crawl, dive under anything. So I just want to be more physically prepared. I thank God, though, for what he's been teaching me here spiritually. I think it's a huge time and opportunity to take advantage of here, to really find yourself, to explore yourself, to see the best and worst parts of you. That's what this place is going to do. It's going to strip you from distractions and all kinds of stuff like that for anywhere from 4 to 8 months or 9, depending on how long you're here. And yeah, you know, you should leave here a better person. You should leave here a better version of yourself, but that's up to you. So my piece of advice, lock in. Don't let these people influence you. Surround yourself with people that want to be high speed as well and that do the right thing when nobody's watching, that have some integrity. You know, learn from these drill sergeants. You know, be of service. You know, not all the time don't want to do what people need or don't want to volunteer for extra stuff, but do it. You know, when it's all said and done, man, like you're gonna love the things that you did here, just like you did when you were at basic training. So, you know, don't get too caught up and wound up. You're going to hear tons of people moaning and groaning and complaining. It's going to want to make you do it. So just keep a positive outlook. Remember why you're here. Remember your why. And stay locked in. You know, big Army's around the corner. I'm pumped up. And I don't know where the Lord's going to take me. But whether it's stateside or, you know, international, man, I'm going to make the most of it wherever I go. God's got a plan. He knows what needs to happen. He knows what needs to be done. So I'm just kind of here just... you know, like a kite in God's wind. You know, I'll just go wherever he blows. So stay encouraged. You know, if you're at basic, keep it up. If you're about to enlist, hallelujah. You know, if you're on the fence, you know, it ain't scary. It ain't bad. You know, this life in the Army has been great to me. And I thank God for leading me to come into here because I needed some direction, some guidance, some purpose. Just a little push. You know, just to get me going, where in a place where I can be effective, be useful, make a difference, and grow. And I've been growing a lot here, and I plan to keep doing so for as long as my Army career lasts. And, you know, as of now, I got a 5-year contract. I'll be coming up on a year this coming April, on April 4th. And yeah, that's basically the update here. If you guys, you know, if anybody's watching this video, if you're seeing this and you're going to be here, you know, come say what's up to me. You'll see me. A lot of people here have come up to me, hey, you're Parker Dickey, you're Dickey for the video. And it's like surreal every time, like people are watching that. So that's something really cool. I saw that there were no videos here, and that's why I made the first or second, you know, 2 videos. And I just felt like there was, you know, more that you guys could learn before you come here, just so you know what to kind of expect, but not know too much, and, you know, because you do need to not know some things so that you can just continue to learn, like, through the shock of life. So to all of you watching, if you're coming here soon, if you're going to be here, come say what's up. I'd gladly meet you and, you know, get to know you. But other than that, thank you for watching this video. Praise God for giving us life and another day, you know, technology, YouTube, whatever you're watching this on. And yeah, keep your head up, stay strong, hang in there. You know, the Army, it's not for everybody, but, you know, if you're looking for some direction in life and you've been kind of trying to do it your way and it hasn't been working, man, give it a shot. You know, any branch. This is a joint forces base, so I get to see all kinds of guys. I got Marines in my class. I got, you know, seamen from the Navy. I got airmen from the Air Force. You know, soldiers, and no Coast Guard, but I see them walk around school, so there's a bunch there. And I've seen one Space Force. They're like a unicorn. You know, anytime you see them, it's kind of cool. But yeah. I'm truly grateful to be here. I'm truly grateful to be a part of this MOS and to, you know, brush shoulders with all kinds of branches and ranks in these branches. And, you know, I met a freaking colonel at the Kimborough Hospital here, at the Kimborough, you know, Physical Center, or whatever the name is. But dude, he was talking to me like I was a colonel too. He, you know, he was so awesome. He was a human, you know, and there are human high ranks out there. So just be the best you that you can be authentic, be real, you know, be honest, and you'll run into the right people and you'll make relationships in this, you know, military that'll last you a lifetime. So stay encouraged. And, you know, come in here full steam ahead, and, you know, this isn't the final destination, so don't get down when things change or when privileges get revoked or when you have to go stand out in a position of attention for 40 minutes or 30 minutes or 10, or you have to front leaning rest. It's all temporary, so don't let it get to you. Hang in there. And to anybody that's about to go through basic, God be with you. You know, keep your health is most important. Seriously, if you are hurting or aching or there are things that are not feeling right, go to sick call. Don't feel like people are going to think you're a wussy or you're this or you're that. Trust me, your health matters more than you know, a day or two of this or that. You know, you want to be able to run, walk, stand with your children, grandchildren, just even you as a person in the future. And that's going to matter more to you. And that's coming from a Vietnam veteran who I talked to on my last couple days at Jackson when we were cleaning the base. You know, one of the guys from Afghanistan, he was probably in his late 30s. He had 100% disability for the VA. And this Vietnam vet had 10 fighting to get 20, and he's hurting. And he's like, man, I wish I just would have gone to sick call back then and stopped caring what people think about me. So take care of your health. If you go to, you know, basic and things start hurting, or your the run start making your feet hurt, go to sick call. And yeah, just trust God. If anybody out there is a believer in the Lord, you already know this, but God got me through basic. You might not say or claim that God got you through yours, but you know, I'm gonna humble myself because I know God got me through mine, and I thank Him for that. You know, got me through without having 2 stress fractures in both my feet, both my ankles, and God miraculously kept them strong and recovered them, and I was able to finish with no injuries. So praise God, and that's on my record. So now, you know, down the road, if I, you know, try to claim disability or this or that, you know, there's things that are documented now because I went to sick call. So take that stuff seriously. And to anybody that's, you know, thinking about it, man, give a recruiter a call. Don't trust all of them. You know, it's just, there's good and bad doctors, good and bad police, good and bad recruiters. They're going to lie to you. Do your research. There are people here that joined as a tango that were told they're going to do photo stuff and video stuff. That is not the case. You get a camera for about a week, but you're working on, you know, computer components, camera components, electrical components. You're doing, you know, repairs. You're learning about circuitry. You're learning about wattage and amps and soldering and all kinds of stuff. And there's a lot of math. Do not be fooled, tangos. That is not the MOS you want. If you want to do what I'm doing, shooting videos, shooting photos, graphic design, you name it, editing, 46 Victor is for you. If you want to do more of interviews, writing, and stuff like that, 46 Sierra is more for you. If you want to be a combat camera, 46 Victor is what I am. That's also what we do. So if you want to be a combat cam, photographer, videographer, graphic designer, and be out in the field, Victor's for you. If you want to be more public affairs, interviews, writing scripts, you know, writing stories, writing articles, and doing all that kind of stuff with interviews, you know, 46 Sierra is more for you. And if you want to get involved with repair and learning about electronic, mechanical fixing and all kinds of stuff like that, that'll last you a lifetime. You'll be able to fix all kinds of stuff in your house. That's what I've been talking to all these tangos about. I'm like, dude, what a blessing. You know, it'd be cool to know that stuff too. If that's what you're into and you kind of want to have more of a trade job, then 46 Tangos for you. So anybody out there that's thinking of joining, man, make the choice. You'll never regret it. And it's only 4 or 5 years of your life. And I'm telling you, my first year in, I'm already around 8 months. It's flown by. And so I thank God for this video. I thank God for this information and for shedding a light on this stuff. And I just pray anybody that's listening, you know, I pray that this blesses you and that you feel encouraged to go above and beyond and be better than you were today and that you were yesterday. So I thank you guys for watching. Praise the Lord. Peace be upon you. Shalom, everyone. And I'll see you guys soon, God willing. Peace out, everybody. Bring your children home, Father.